guys. I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you all.
Nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you,
you.
Ariana.
Nice to
Appreciate it.
meet you
Thank you.
all. Okay. So the show opening is a very slow, sad version of Shout. And in another Jack Bender produced show for From, it's a sad version of K Sarah Sarah. What's a song that you would love to have like a very slow, sad version of?
Ooh, staying alive. OBG.
I'm so fast, Simone.
Just because I would want to see how it would be possible, Chop Suey by System of a Down. I would like to see that as a somehow a slow sad version. Yeah.
Um, hmm. I think I saw her standing there by the Beatles. I think that'd be quite cool to hear.
Oh, cool.
Very British.
Yeah. So on the show, there's TK, PC, and TP. I'm sure you already been asked which one you wanted, but if we're considering superpowers, which superpower would you like to have, considering all different types of superpowers?
I think, I can't remember. Is it? I think it's called Polyglot, the one where you're able to just like touch any book and immediately just absorb all that information. I think that's what it's called, but that would definitely be mine. I would love to just be able to be so knowledgeable. I feel like it's so useful.
Invisible.
I oh, that's my bad. I would I would I would want to fly, I think.
Flying.
Yeah, I would fly.
Out of all of the kids in the institute, George truly believes that they're going home if they just follow the rules. Why do you think he is just really down for just following the rules and just going along with all of this?
Well, I think because uh you always want to hold on to that hope, even if it's a false sense of hope. It's something to keep you going and sort of uh help you compartmentalize what you're going through. Essentially, these kids are being exploited in such a brutal way. I think, for even for Kalisha, like she always wants to try and hold on to that hope and hold on to that sliver of a chance that maybe they are really going home. But yeah, I think it's just really a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's something you don't want to make real. It's like a source of escapism in a way. You sit there and want to believe something until you have to confront it. Yeah.
Out of all the employees there, Tony is the most violent. Supposedly it's his job, but I feel like he really enjoys it. Why do you think that is?
I think it's an example of what happens when power gets to someone's head. And I think that, he's been given this unlimited sense of power with these children where he's been told essentially like, maintain order at all costs. And it's just gotten to the point where he's cruel for the sake of being cruel, I think. And he's definitely the worst example of, him, I guess, and probably also Sigsby of just like, everything is a means to an end as opposed to considering the ethics of it. I think it's just there's a lot of Tonys out there, whether they're as cruel as he is, or maybe use the system to get their needs met. But it's yeah, he's just a power hungry, evil man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Miss Sixby, she's always talking about, oh, I'm sacrificing these kids for the greater good. But do you think if it turns out, if they had found out in the system or whatever, that, oh, we need to kill you to save the world because in some years you would do something, do you think she would be down and be like, oh, I would sacrifice myself? This makes sense.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I think she would. Yeah.
I also think she would.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry.
uh, hurting herself earlier episodes. I think she would, because she just feels that's her thing of how to cope with the guiltiness, I suppose. And I think she would. I like to think she would. From based on what she said in 7, I think that she would.
Interesting. Do
No
you
disagrees.
think since we're talking about 7, let's talk about 8. Do you think Avery ever actually planned on leaving? Do you think I'm going to guess he also had PC and it's just never mentioned. Do you think he ever planned on leaving, or did he always think he would have to sacrifice himself?
Ooh, maybe. I'm not too sure. I guess um I think I think it really becomes apparent to him that he is sort of the strongest out of all of us in terms of his TK, and we would not have been able to make it out without, his aid. But I think oh, I don't know, because he does have quite a few moments where he's saying, like, I wish you could take me with you. I wish it bad. But I don't think that he would have known that early on. Because I think we also learned that having PC is also kind of connected to one's IQ. So I think that's why Luke kind of is able to adopt that power as well. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I do think it was more not spur of the moment, but I don't think he'd known from day one. So I feel like he might have approached it, like he might have not wanted to get close to us initially, because then he wouldn't have felt obligated to do so. But I don't know. Good question.
It's mentioned very briefly, and maybe if it was just on like a different network and it was a different approach, it would have been explored more. Kind of this love triangle between you three, that Luke likes Kalisha, Kalisha likes Nicky. Nicky just has issues from previously being arrived, but it's mentioned, and then do you think it's just kind of never addressed because it's just like, well, we gotta live? Like, why don't you think it's ever really explored?
Priorities. We gotta live. You
I
said it
suppose it's
yourself.
other stuff to do. Yeah, you've got to get out of the thing before you think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but I think it's also something, it leaves room for something we can delve into if we're graced with a season 2. I feel like that'd be really interesting to sort of play into that love triangle, because yeah, it's we don't really have the opportunity to really dive into it as much because we are so focused on just surviving.
Yes. Joe, why do you think Tim believes Luke mostly? Like, there's some stuff that he doesn't believe, but he's actually pretty open to at least helping him.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's just who Tim is as a person. I think he wants to believe um, that he can do a good thing. He wants to try and redeem himself after what happened at the shopping center, and how his whole life sort of began to get ruined. So I think he's looking for some redemption, and I think he sees Luke as his chance to do something good, or want to believe he can do something good.
Yes. We talk a little. Simone. You talked a little about a season 2, but what do you think happens once they kind of leave the destruction, or at least that night, or the next couple days later? What do you think happens to? We'll call them the core 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we get a taste of it in the book. Well, actually, we had an alt ending where it was written in where we ended up in the book. It's a farmhouse in. Was it a farmhouse in the
Is a lake house.
lake house in our alternate ending? But yeah, I think getting to see our characters kind of interact in a foreign space, but with more normalcy, even though like they're so devoid of it now that they're all in each other's heads. I feel like that interaction would be really interesting to dig into. But yeah, I don't know. We have great writers. They'll figure it out.
Yes, I hope it's not like they drive off and then they see a tree and it's just like, oh, this was actually just a crossover from. Finn knew immediately. He's just like, I know. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And hopefully there is a season 2, but regardless, I'll talk to you about future projects.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Talk to you
So
soon.
much.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.